Hello and welcome everyone to yet another video, yet another stream. I am your host, Karen Driel, as always, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Wednesdays are my casual, whatever I'm in the mood to play kind of stream, and today, well, I'm in the mood to play some Divinity 2, Original Sin, or Divinity Original Sin 2, rather. So, this is a modded run. If you look here, you can see I've got 4 different mods installed. Mostly they are mods that make you more powerful. This is not going to be your average, what would you say, challenge stream or your average playthrough. This is very much a casual, just blow through the game kind of stream. We're very overpowered. I've done several things that make us very overpowered, but that's not the point of the stream. The point of the stream is just to have fun, relax. So, with that in mind, let's get started. So the biggest mod that I've installed is a mod that allows you to have 6 party members. So in the original game, you can only have 4. And these 6 characters that you see right here are all basically main characters, and either can be your main character. We're playing as Losa, the girl right there, and then the others can be your party members. So whichever one you don't choose can be your party member. Of course, you can create your own character that is completely unique, but I personally find that to be a very disappointing aspect of the game, because there's a whole lot of cool dialogue and story that you get by playing one of the they're called origin characters, that you don't get if you're playing a handmade character. So, we're not doing that. But in addition, I have this mod, as I said, that allows you to play with 6 party members instead of just 4, as in the original game you can't choose very many. So, with the mod, I can have the entire crew on my team. Is it overpowered? Absolutely. Should it be a lot of fun? I think so. All the story stuff should continue to work the same, regardless of how many party members I have. And in addition, I'll be able to access all of their personal stories. So, it should be a good time. The loading times on this game are absurd, though. It annoys me every single time. But it does give me a good opportunity to kind of talk through and explain a little bit more about the run. I've already started this run. This is not a freshly begun run, although I will say that it is very early on. I've basically collected the entire team, and that's it. So I have everybody, and for those who have played this game before, we are outside of, or right at the gates of Fort Joy. So as you can see, that's a lot of party members right there. We have our main character, Losa. So I'll go through each character real quick. We have Losa, who is built to be a enchanter. So she uses Arrow Theurge for air spells and Hydro Sophist, which is water spells. She's also our party's source of Lucky Charm, which allows you to find additional treasure. She's our Lore Master as well, which is what you use to identify enemies and equipment that is unique. So like these purple pieces, these epics I found. And I found these because of Lucky Charm. And then you have... let's see here. I won't go into the entire build, but her attributes, as you can see, are heavily skewed towards intelligence, and her attributes are way higher than you would normally have at this point in the game. That's because of the mods I've got installed. Also, normally your stats are capped at 40. That is not the case. These combat abilities are normally capped at 10. That is also not the case. So these characters are basically level 31 right now, and the level cap is 30. Normally. Will it be overpowered? Yes. Will it be fun? Also yes. So, moving on to the next character, we have Fane, who is, as you can see from this little icon here, a skeleton. He has to keep his identity hidden. He is also a caster, also a lot of intelligence. For him, however, he's a wizard, which means he has Geomancer, or earth spells, and Pyrokinetic, or fire spells. He also is another lore master, and our source of telekinesis, which is fairly self-explanatory, allows you to grab items from a ways away. Hey, Bad Jedi. Welcome to the chat. He's also, as you'll notice with all of the characters, they all have maxed out persuasion. 5 is the highest you can get in the base game. They're all very good at talking. That's just because I don't like not being able to experience content, and the additional content that you get out of dialogue, like persuasion dialogues, is too good to pass up on. So either way, that's Fane. He's pretty cool. Then we have the Red Prince, who is a lizard folk. You can see him standing back there. And he is a fighter, so he has a lot of strength and a lot of constitution. His stats are a bit more spread out than Losa or Fane's, but very cool, very powerful. And he, as a fighter, uses Warfare, big shock, and he also uses Geomancy. So his civil abilities, as they're called, that he brings to the table are Bartering, which, as you can see, he has quite a lot of. And he actually has the highest persuasion in the party. That's just because he gets a racial buff, because he is a lizard folk. There really aren't too many of these that I think fit, either for a fighter or for the Red Prince, so I've been ignoring a lot of these. For most of the characters, I've chosen 3 that they use. For the Red Prince, I'm just kind of going back and forth with Bartering and Persuasion. Simple as that, really. Next up, we have Beast, who's our dwarf. Beast is a battle mage and has a fair bit of intelligence, a little bit of strength, and a little bit of constitution, a little bit of memory. Memory allows you to learn more skills.
Always late.
He, as a battle mage, uses Arrow Theurge and Warfare. And his skills that he brings to the table are more Bartering, and I have... It's actually... This part is not a mod, it's part of the Definitive Edition. You have an option, a toggleable option, that allows you to increase the... what's it called? Allow Bartering to apply for each party member, so I don't have to choose a specific party member to do the bartering. Everyone's bartering skills work together, or whoever has the highest is the one that is counted. I'm not really sure. Doesn't really matter. He also has high sneaking, because dwarves are naturally good at sneaking for some reason. Then we have Ifan bin Mezd, who is a wayfarer. Think kind of like a ranger. He has a lot of finesse and a lot of wit, which affects crit, chance, initiative, and the ability to find hidden stuff and detect traps. He uses Geomancy and Huntsman, which is kind of okay. It's not the greatest choice, I'll be honest. But basically all these characters are built to be as strong at what their default class is. So you can build them however you want. You don't have to have Ifan be a huntsman, you don't have to have Fane be a Fane be a wizard, etc., etc. But I'm choosing to do so. And civil abilities, he has bartering as well. He's a human, so he gets a bonus to that as it is. And sneaking. Our next is Seville, who is an elf. And she is our rogue. So she has high finesse, high wits. Same as Ifan, only for Ifan, he's a ranged character, he uses a crossbow. She has invested heavily into dual wielding and Scoundrel. Scoundrel increases movement speed, boosts crit mod, and is, you know, what you increase to get Scoundrel skills. And she is, as a rogue, our source of thievery and sneaking. Big shock, I know. And as an elf, she also gets a point of lore master. So that's the team. For a quick synopsis of the plot, you are a sorcerer. These collars around your neck stop you from using Source. Source is bad. Source attracts these monsters called Voidwoken. This is Fort Joy. It's a place that is specifically designed to house imprisoned sorcerers so that they can't hurt people. Supposedly they're working on a cure. Who knows? And we were on a ship. It shipwrecked because it got attacked by Voidwoken.
I can't wait all day.
And that's about all you really need to know. Red Prince has a black cat following him. That is purely coincidence that it chose to follow him instead of my main character. And that little squirrel right there, riding a skeletal cat, is Sir Laura. He is a knight and very cute. And he's joined the party. He's more following us to use us as a human shield, really. But either way, that's really all you need to know for right now. We've don't mind that. There was a incident. Not involving us. This one did involve us, though. But yeah, so let's just begin, get searching around. I don't even remember everything we did last time. We've cleared pretty much everything outside of the fort on this side, with the exception of some loot that is hidden up there. That treasure chest right there, and that crate, and I don't think there is anything in there. But if there were anything in there, we also need to go get that later. But at the moment, we can't. There's a barrel as well. So, let's get started. So let's start with basically just do things in order of noticing them.
As you approach the blacksmith, you feel a bony hand on your arm. Fane leans in and whispers in your ear.
If it would be acceptable, I have an inquiry for this human. It is of a personal nature. And if it would not be acceptable, well, that would render this entire conversation rather awkward.
Fane approaches the blacksmith and quietly speaks to her. You can't overhear much, but he seems to be gesturing towards her head an awful lot. Fane's words are quiet, but you hear the blacksmith repeat, "Face ripper," in shock. She slowly starts to back away.
What is it with creeps like you and Master Niles? I told him to slither back to his dungeon, and you can get too, freak!
Fane backs away, scratching his head. It seems that didn't go as he'd expected. He's lost in thought, though. She must have said something he found interesting.
So that's a great example of how the companions affect the plot, really. So let's talk to her this time ourselves.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after? I ain't. Just seeing how it's made. She's clever, Dallas. Made these herself, for those bodyguards of hers. Boy, they're sharp.
She looks up.
You looking to buy something? Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. We used to know each other back in the day, you know. Dallas and I. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities. Oh, I dunno. She was a sweet soul, quiet, loved her family. Always seemed strong as I recall, but she didn't come across as no fearless military leader back then. She was just a girl. People do change, don't they?
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions?
So this game has almost completely voiced dialogue. Unfortunately, when I click on one of my responses, it won't voice it for me. But that's the one thing. I probably will not try to impersonate Losa, or whichever party member is speaking, but on the bright side, it means that y'all don't have to listen to my voice acting for at least one game. So, essentially, Dallas is a major head honcho of the Magisters, and the Magisters are the people who have us imprisoned. Which, theoretically, they're doing it to benefit the world. Supposedly.
Magic and metal, like most of Dallas's designs. Metal keeps it locked. Magic makes it work. That's all I know.
Well, thank you, Brat Jedi. I appreciate it. But none while I'm playing this game. Or, well, probably none, because the dialogue really is all voiced, so.
For you? Hell no. Worthy is exactly the right word. You know, someone who's proven himself might earn my time of day. Speaking of, you haven't, so buy or shove off. All manner of things. Have a look.
So I'm a little unfamiliar with the controls because I normally play this game with a Xbox controller. But, unfortunately, to have a full team of 6 requires me to use a mouse and keyboard. The mod does have some support for controllers, but I personally am not really of the opinion that they are worth using. If I'm playing with 6 party members, I'd rather just have good old mouse and keyboard. So, let's see here. Not a whole lot really that we have to sell to her. We've picked up a lot of random junk, but I think I've already sold most of what I need to. I'll sell her all these books that we've already read. Might as well, right? Let's see here. Anything else worth selling? No. Doesn't look like it. Most of this stuff can be used for crafting. I can sell the spoon. That's not going to be useful. Same with the flower pot. And the pot lid. And the old plate. And the bowl. Hold on to the rest of it, though. I don't think I need the leather ball, but I might as well keep it for now. Really all there is to it. Cups. You might think that all the empty cups are useless, but I can fill those with alcohol or water or different things like that, either for their base benefits. It's like, for example, a mug of water heals 5% of health. A mug of beer heals 10%, but does have some debuffs. Even if I don't end up using what I put in the mugs, I can always sell it. Because, for example, a mug of beer is 10 value. So, there is that. I'll hold on to those. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Okay. Accept. No. How do I... 46. No. There's no button for... Do I just... How does this work? There we go, that's the button I was looking for. Add gold to match balance offers. Much more convenient. There is also the button to offer all wares, so you can set stuff as a quote-unquote ware, and then just click that and it'll make trading much faster, which I will definitely be doing in the future. Either way, there's a little more money in our pockets. We've already searched all these barrels and sacks and stuff. Up there is some magisters guarding a gate.
Leave me. Go.
So whenever I have an option to use a character-specific dialogue option, I will always do it, because I think that's the most fun way to play.
Hey? Finally, someone understands. I'd rather die of this than whatever the Reds have planned for us.
So you can actually kill her to quote-unquote help her. And you can also heal her to quote-unquote help her. But the interesting thing about healing her is if you heal her, she immediately attacks you. She does not want to be saved. Depending on the dialogue you get from her, it makes it sound like she either has a daughter or maybe it's a lover, who knows, that has already died. And as a result, she does not want to live anymore because she wants to be back with them again. Quite depressing.
Is that thing eating corpses?
Boring.
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you with great effort, pain apparent in every movement, and madness screams from its wide, bloodshot eyes.
You. Quite lost. Careful, or they'll cross your wires. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time.
So, yarrow is a type of flower, which we've actually just picked up one. So we'll give it to him.
The creature gingerly takes the plant into his bloodied hands. He runs his fingertips over the white flowers. His panting breath slows.
Darling, dear darling child. Hello, yarrow girl. Can it really be you?
So, I was saying earlier that I will always choose character-specific dialogue. I will not necessarily always choose tag-specific dialogue. So you can choose tags in the game. Things like Jester or Noble, and they're basically background details about who your character is. All of the origin characters have preset ones, of course. But I will not necessarily always choose those. So.
The creature begins to weep. Fast, silent tears spill from his eyes as he clutches the little cluster of flowers to his heart.
For you, my ring, part of me, name of Migo. Thank you.
So, whatever's happened to this guy is very pitiful, really.
It's been too long, my dear.
So the way looting works, you can highlight, pick up items, like just random items sitting on the ground, by pressing the Alt key, but you can also just hover over them normally. And, I think what I was trying to say there was that you cannot highlight chests. So, like, this barrel, for example, classifies as a container, and you can't highlight containers by pressing the Alt key. Found a ring there as a result of Losa's lucky charm. That's nice.
Rest now, or you'll hie yourself to the grave.
Okay, so no one has a healing ability right now. I'm going to wait to...
I'm hungry.
Also, there's an ability that allows you to talk to pets. And animals in general, so... a nifty detail. Anyway,
A little reprieve from the din outside.
so... I'm not actually sure what I was originally saying. Oh. 3 magic armor, +1 wits, +1 scoundrel. Okay, that sounds like a ring for Seville. Quick save here because there's a bit of unique dialogue you can get if you talk to this lizard Callias with the Red Prince, but I can't remember if it's good or bad dialogue.
You, the Red Demon, the exiled pig. I'd heard they'd sent you here, but I'd hoped you'd have drowned yourself before crossing my path. Demons lie. You say you are no demon. This is a lie. You are a demon.
So yeah, basically the reason the Red Prince is so hated is that he summoned demons. Let's talk to him with
You are in the wrong place, Pinky.
Ifan instead.
Military, are you? Be at ease here, and well met. Let me know if you need any armaments. I offer them to a fellow serviceman at a few coins discount.
So he sells some pretty decent stuff, actually. He sells Callias' Stunner, which is a unique that he sells. Which is just a one-handed sword, does air damage as well as physical damage, has a bonus to strength. It's quite a good weapon, but I don't really have any... no, actually, Grad Jedi. Red Prince was a legitimate prince of the lizard folk kingdom. And then he summoned demons and they were like, "Argh!" Which, I mean, to be fair, is understandable. But... so, let's see here. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I really need from him. I mean, we're lacking in a lot of armor right now, but we are going to end up getting a fair bit, so I don't really want to buy too much. Plus, we are very much overpowered as it is. So I'm not going to buy anything right now. But that was a great example of how different characters can get different responses. Ifan, being a soldier, is received positively by Callias, because Callias is part of the House of War, which the lizard folk kingdom is separated into different houses, kind of like a caste system. And yeah, so he respects a fellow soldier. The Red Prince, however, summoned demons and is hated by most lizards. Really simple as that. So let's continue on. So earlier in when I first started this game,
I know they help.
Losa, my main character, found Ifan helping this elf out. She was being harassed by some thugs, and the two of them killed the thugs together with her. So let's talk to her with Ifan first.
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns towards you when you
Oh.
approach. She smiles as though she recognizes
apparently
you,
not.
though she couldn't have seen your face.
I don't know why it selected Losa, although I do know that there's character-specific dialogue with Losa, but I intentionally did not try to talk to her with Losa because of that.
Ah, hello. I'm very sorry to see the thing inside. Are you losing very much time?
So what she's asking is, basically Lohse, her body is a habitat for spirits and fairies and different beings. Sometimes ghosts, sometimes fairies, sometimes positive, sometimes negative. And right now, there's something inside of her that is very bad. And she doesn't know what it is, but it's very bad.
I see it before my eyes. I know of what you speak. I see the answer you seek, but I cannot say. I am sorry.
Yeah, kind of, Brat Jedi. So when she's saying, she asked if I'm losing very much time, basically she's asking if Lohse is having the thing inside of her take control for long periods of time. So basically the spirits will take control of her, or spirits or whatever they are, will take control of her and use her body for different things. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. And during that time, she's not in control, so that's why it's losing time. I think I basically was redundant there, but hopefully that gets the message across.
I know it is not easy, but it gets better. You see, your life is not your own. Your life is for us all. I cannot say more. You see someday.
So, if you didn't guess it, Sahala, despite being blind and having her eyes covered, appears to be...
Yes, please ask.
A sort of seer. So far, Lieutenant Colley, I haven't noticed too much of a difference, but I am fairly early on. I'm excited for it, though. I think it'll be fun. Also, welcome to the chat.
Oh, I do not cover my eyes. I cover the place they used to be. They are gone now, taken, but I see all the same. He is a very blind man. He sees things but not truth, not love or joy. I feel very sorry for him.
Source is probably not going to be an issue, Lieutenant Colley. The reason for that is one of the little bonuses that Larian added in an update is a thing that allows you to regain your source points when you sleep, like via a bedroll which you can keep on you. So that'll make source much less of an issue. And that's a toggleable option. It's not something that's always on, unless you want it to be always on, which I do.
You understand when you meet him after you escape. It is safer here. We make no trouble for Griff. He makes no trouble for us.
So Griff is the guy in charge of the thugs that were harassing her earlier.
My home is far. Your language gives me some trouble. We elves... Time for us is now. There is not then and when.
Actually, it's definitely OP, Lieutenant Colley, but this whole run is overpowered. My characters are basically level 31 right now. I have an uncapper that allows you to increase attributes beyond 40 and increase combat skills beyond 10, increase your civil abilities beyond 5, etc., etc. And I used a mod called Cheat Commander to increase my attributes, to give myself extra attribute points, basically putting myself up to the level that one would be at level 30, which was the previous cap for the game. So everybody's really overpowered right now, but on the, it's not, definitely doesn't even out, but I'm not using any specific builds for them. I'm just kind of pumping the specific attributes and going from there. I know, right?
Her eyebrows shoot up.
There can be a way, Amiro knows. But he is gone. Do you see him? He knows how to leave. My protector, my friend, an elf like me, with a spirit bright as new leaves. He tries to help me, to save me, and he suffers very much.
Oh yeah, Match Call. Welcome to the chat. I have completely broken it. Way too overpowered. All good stuff. How are you doing?
He is caught by those who hurt him. I wish so much for his return. And he tells you what you seek. A way out. You bring me great peace. Thank you, my friend. I miss him very much. I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams, of far feeling. You do not free Amiro without him.
Well, Lieutenant Colley, if you want to play some... oh, thank you for this follow, Match Call. I appreciate that. If you want to play some Divinity 1 sometime this week, Lieutenant Colley, I'm down.
Wait, I call a timeout.
Happy to do so.
I feel him.
We started that
but
run
I
and we
do
didn't
not
really
see
do
him.
much with it, so...
You're too slow. Shot, shot, shot. Got you.
Whack! Back, evil ogre, or I'll get you with my sword! I'll spare you this time, beast, but don't cross me again! Ever! You're really fun. Hey, I'm gonna hide somewhere in the cave, and you come find me. Ready?
So, this is an example of why you might not want to choose character-specific dialogue. If you use this dialogue option, and I will do it, but if you follow this dialogue option, you end up not getting the benefit of the conversation that he does. Because he basically gives you something, starts a quest for you, but if you use the character-specific dialogue, you miss out on it. Now, you can get to it a different way, but you miss out on it this way.
No! I want to play hide and seek! Hide and seek! You're the one that's boring. And you look like a zombie vampire, but not the cool kind.
So, basically, you play hide and seek with him. He runs over here first, and you can basically just follow him to the destination. And then he goes, "That was fun! Let's do it again!" And he goes invisible and runs over here. And if you follow him over here, he goes, "Wow, you're really fun! I want you to meet my other friend." And he crawls down this hole and reveals a hidden pile of dirt that you can unveil over here. And you can go down and get a quest as a result.
Spotted something.
Now, Ifan has enough wisdom, or wits. What is it called? Wits? Yeah, wits, to find it on his own. So, I don't have to have the dialogue option to lead me there. And that's the way it is for a lot of quests, but not all of them. So, normally you have to have a shovel in your inventory. I think I do have a shovel in one of their inventories, but the Red Prince, being lizard folk, can actually dig up piles of dirt without actually needing the shovel. So, probably a precious commodity here in Fort Joy. It's kind of just a disgusting pit of nastiness. So.
Help! Help me! Please!
So let's... Who do we want to talk to this guy with? One thing that's of interest is the fact that if you look, it's hard to tell because he's been petrified, but if you look, he's a skeleton. He did just ask us to help him, though. So maybe we'll have Fane talk to him. Ah, you know what? I like the dwarf dialogue best. We'll have Beast talk to him.
You, son of Tenax, has King Thorin come to liberate this Isle of Horrors? Brachus always feared him. He always feared dwarfish might. Oh, blessed day. 1,000 years. Can it have been so long already? Gods, how the time flies. I haven't seen a living soul in all that time. What a strange notion. A wicked king it was, Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror upon this prison isle, and I was sent to stop it. Yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia of the Source Hunters any longer. Please, good sir, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Seize the spear. End this degradation. I beg you.
So this is actually an interesting little thing. I only learned this recently, because normally I play characters with high strength. But if you don't have a high enough strength score, I think it requires at least a 12, and the starter, the beginning stat is 10. You can't pull this spear out. Now, I have several characters that have a strength far above 12. But pro tip, if you are playing this for the first time, you're playing like maybe you only have a character with 10 strength, you don't have any party members or something, you can use a potato, like mashed potatoes or something like that. It's a food item and it boosts your strength by 2. Which is just enough.
Good sir. You have set my body free. Free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit... Blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering skeleton yet.
Okay, Lieutenant Colley. Maybe Saturday night? We'll have to see. I typically am busy with the girlfriend on Saturday nights, but maybe.
That would I do. But there is strong magic at play here. I am bound still. Even as my body shall crumble, my very soul remains trapped in my bones. A spell most terrible. I have heard of such magic, but have never known anyone so foul as to employ it. Brachus Rex, may maggots lace his entrails. After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my very soul away from me and stored it elsewhere in the fort. Thus he has bound me entirely to the mundane realm.
I'm sorry to hear that, Match Call. I appreciate you stopping by, and thank you again for the follow. Hope you can attend again sometime soon, and with better connection.
But I know this place well. I could lead you to its likely location. In turn, you would find a path straight out of this fort. My freedom for yours. What say you? Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous. You'll first have to get inside the fort itself. There's a secret switch on a statue of the Seven in the courtyard. Surely you know it. The switch will open a hatch, and you'll be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus's phylactery room, you will find the container which ensnares my soul. He has likely disguised it well, but search there for another hidden switch. Brachus would have made me a supplicant, a slave to these walls. With your help, I'll die. At last. With dignity. I was fully briefed about this awful place before I came. My goal was to destroy the fiend who had been marshalling the world's most unwholesome weapons and magic into an army he intended to use against the realm. I never thought I would become one of his victims. And yet, here I am. Fort Joy is a dangerous place, my friend. Dangerous indeed. Brachus used this place to build an arsenal of terrible weaponry as yet unseen in our world. Here, he and his researchers crafted punishments and snares contrary to human dignity. Objects that could contain souls wands that could purge the very essence from sorcerers. My order would never have used such barbaric magic against our enemies.
So basically, and I think I'm going to start reading the dialogue, just not trying to impersonate characters. Reading the unspoken dialogue, that is. Basically, this island was controlled by a guy named Brachus Rex a long, long time ago. And
As soon as I saw that glint in your eye, I knew we'd make a
didn't
solid
mean to talk to
team.
you, Ifan.
Ifan nods and
This island was controlled by an evil dude 1,000 years ago. He imprisoned Lord Withermore when Withermore was sent to take him out. And yeah, now we need to break the soul jar that has Withermore's soul trapped in it, so that he can finally die in peace. Also, I misspoke earlier. I said it was Sahala that was being manhandled by Griff's thugs. It was actually Elodie. I just misspoke. They're both elves with purple hair, what can I say? I should have known, but I misspoke.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
Tell her it was nothing.
she smiles, warily.
I won't forget your aid, friend. Perhaps I can be of aid to you.
Ask if she knows of any way out of the fort.
I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs I can stand, but I fear the Magisters.
So you'd like to know who's in charge around here?
In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power.
Ask how she came to Fort Joy.
It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. The Magisters come. My family runs, but I fall. My son looks back. I shout to him to run. I am taken. Wait, before you go. I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this. Thank you.
So she just gave us a severed head, because elves in this game are cannibals. So, that's weird. Anyway, so this is normally not an issue for me, because normally I'm playing with a single character, so I just choose whatever the one item is that I can actually make use of. Now I have to really think about it, which is unfortunate. I don't need the weapons, those are not very good. The armor's probably my best bet. I'm gonna take the scale armor. So we'll take that, and then... let's see here.
You're cheating!
There we go. Get some actual strength-based armor on our strength-based character. And then Seville is our melee rogue, so we'll give her the leather. Our melee finesse fighter, that is. Does everyone else have armor? Of some sort, at least? Yeah, okay. So let's head over here. Thing that is very nice about playing this game with mouse and keyboard is you can literally just drag stuff around. She can't. Oh, no, 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 don't. There's no reason to do that, Losa. Why would you do that? So, Losa's too weak to move this, but good old strong boy Red Prince can just move right away. And then let's have him, once again, use Battle Stomp. Not there. Have him come right here. Then use Battle Stomp. poison for us. Everybody runs on through, no damage taken. Really, Lieutenant Colley, I have exclusively played this with a controller up until now. I hate playing with mouse and keyboard on this specific game. I understand there's a lot of nice benefits to using mouse and keyboard, but I find the camera controls much clunkier with mouse and keyboard. I think they're much smoother with controller. Oh, we got some more, admittedly junk, but more loot here. A shovel, a penny bun mushroom. Now I do have a crafting overhaul, which makes it so that just about everything in the game has a purpose, I believe. But I don't entirely understand how it all works. I only just installed it, so let's go ahead and just keep on moving. Here we get attacked by random frogs. Okay, I can't jump up there. Let's move there and see if we can activate our skill. Yes, awesome.
Prepare yourself.
So I want to say it bleeds poison, which is why there's a bunch of poison on the ground now. Either way, Spill as a scoundrel has an ability called Backlash, which is very, very handy. Actually allows her to jump up there and take that enemy out a whole lot faster. And we have leveled up already. That's awesome. I don't think you can... No, you can level up in combat. I won't do it, though. Yeah, it definitely is personal preference, Lieutenant Colley. I personally use... I normally use the controller, like I said, but I'm using the mouse and keyboard right now because I kind of have to. The six character controls are not built to work with a controller setup. So I just have to do what I have to do. Everything costs action points. The combat system of this game is action point based. So you've got your skills, your basic attacks, everything uses action points, and it's really just a matter of trying to figure out the best way to use them and to maximize the use of them. So for example, I was fiddling with Losa's movement there because I wanted her to be able to move as far as possible without using up one more action point that would make it impossible for her to use that attack. Pretty simple. Alright. Level up time. Alright, so with Losa... So she's going to be using dual wands, which means intelligence really is the best stat for her. Just pump it up as high as I can, really. And she's only level 3, and I think the stat cap is now 100, so she definitely can get up there. Might as well just go ahead and pump it. And then she also got one combat ability, so we'll put that into Arrow Theurge. Fane. Same thing, I think. He has a little more memory, or, well, does he? No, he does not, but he does have a little less constitution. I probably should have put a point in there, because I'll plan on having him use a wand and a shield. And then, let's see here, another point of pyrokinetic. For Fane, another point of, or excuse me, Red Prince, another point of Geomancer, and we'll give him a little memory. I've already given memory, which allows you to memorize more skills, to Lohse and Fane, but I need to start doing it for the other characters. With the exception of Beast, he actually has the most at the moment. I think I'll pump up his intelligence more. And a little warfare. So for a fawn, more huntsman. And more finesse. Seville, finesse, and another point of dual wielding. And there we go. Ooh, we got some good armor there. So as you can see, the Lucky Charm, I don't have to use Lohse. Despite her being the one that has it, I don't have to use her Lucky Charm to find stuff. I can use whoever I want. And unfortunately, I keep having characters, the auto... sometimes the auto move, the pathing, will allow you to... will pull characters in a way that doesn't get them to walk through dangerous stuff. Other times it does. And it is what it is. Of course, Fane, being an undead, is actually immune to poison, so his AI pathing will actively move him through poison if it's in the path. Because, you know, it's just extra healing for him. So let's see here. We got some extra gear. Red Prince found... Well, we have the Spear of Brachus Rex, which is pretty cool. But no one really uses spears. They're a finesse-based two-handed weapon. Which is cool, but not for us. And then... we've got Migo's Ring, which I want to equip that on Lohse. That unlocks the restoration ability, which is basically healing. Let's give Red Prince the bronze scale pants, because that's just more armor. He's already got the scale armor up top. Children's gloves. Those are stronger than what he has, so we'll give those to him, because he's our frontliner. We want him to have the most armor possible. And then give our Muddy Mittens to Beast, who's also kind of a frontliner. So those are pretty darn good. Wow. I'm going to give these to Ifan. Actually, no, I should give those to Seville. She's more of a frontliner than he is because, well, she uses daggers, he uses a bow. Fairly self-explanatory. And I'll give the foul trousers to Beast. Ah, and I have another pair as well. Not for you, or for you, but for you. Okay. So I think I got everything in this area. Oh! There's a chest hidden there. I don't think I've ever seen that chest before. Interesting. We'll have to come back here when we can actually get it, which at the moment we cannot.
The frogs are gone. The children shall be safer. I see the good in you. I see all of you.
We haven't talked to Rula yet. Let's talk to her with Seville.
No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort's Joy. Magisters I handle, but small ones. We do not have many in my tribe anymore. And in yours? It is a strange moment. Elves travel far from home, or they are taken. I hope you are well, dear one.
Elves in this universe have a weird society. They are simultaneously very close-knit, yet also very spread apart, and seem like they don't have enough unity to succeed. I haven't gotten far enough into the game to really know how the... like, to get to an elf kingdom or anything like that, so I don't know if there is such a thing. But I do find that the elves you meet, at least in Fort Joy and the surrounding areas, like the quote-unquote Act 1 of the game...
Lucky find.
You don't really feel like you get a lot out of... well, you don't feel like they have much unity.
This is Fort Joy.
The delivery. Surely you have
What
one.
a crumbling disaster.
Scram, snake face.
So we need to talk to Griff here to see if we can secure the release of Amiro.
Perhaps it's those bleeding
Amiro, Amiro. Two different characters say two different in pronunciations, so who knows. First, let's talk to his cadre of allies.
If you there, dwarf, you looking for a match? Bet you make up for your height with a good strong sword arm. Isn't that right? Ha! That's the spirit. Down the hatch then. Thorn will eat you up.
I said, inform her it isn't your size, but the depths of your bloodlust that counts in battle. Let's talk to... Let's actually talk to Butters with Beast as well. Butter. Yes, her name's Butter.
Heading into the kitchen? Don't try anything funny around, Griff. I'm watching you.
Ask her if she likes what she sees.
Ha! Cheeky. What's your name?
Tell her your name and ask for hers.
I'm Butter. Nice to meet you.
Ask if she's been here a long time.
Long enough, I reckon. I'm surprised they haven't come for me yet. Most folks get taken away for the cure after just a week or two.
Ask if she's ever thought about escaping.
By the divine, haven't I? Back home again. Or to somewhere totally new. Sun, wine, freedom. But those are just dreams. No one can escape from here.
Tell her you're dead serious about it. And when you find a way out, she should come with you.
She laughs. The sound fills the air like the ringing of a bell.
Now, wouldn't that be something? Look, I have an idea. I know we don't know each other very well, but time is so short and a connection is so rare. If we get out of here, will you meet me again in Arx?
I've never actually talked to her with a dwarf before, so I'm going to use the dwarf option. Express surprise that she'd show interest in a dwarf.
I don't care where you come from. Don't even care who you are, but I feel a connection, don't you? So, you'll meet me? These strange times can't last forever. You'll meet me then.
Say absolutely nothing could keep you from it.
She leans forward and grazes your cheek with her lips.
Until then.
You don't see
Careful.
Butter again
Don't wanna catch Jeff in a
until
bad mood.
basically the end of the game, by the way. But you do see her again.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Hey, you're a little light in your pack, ain't you, mate? Who can blame you with the garbage they got for sale round here? Why don't you take a gander at the goodies I got? Stuff you won't find anywhere else in camp. Procured by special means.
Ask what sort of special means she's talking about.
Let's just say folks leave here, but they don't seem to take their
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat
effects.
so much.
Maybe I happen to know where everything ends up.
Spoilers, Lieutenant Colley. Come on now.
Worse than war rations, these.
I'm tempted to use the outlaw option here. Tap your dagger and say you'd rather buy directly from her source. But we'll just say we'll have a look.
Only
As long
the
as it's
finest,
quality
you know?
stuff. So she sells some random gear. She does sell a Hilder's plate, which is a pretty decent looking piece of gear. We'll definitely want to get that for Red Prince later on, but not yet.
Need something in the kitchen, do you?
Let's actually talk to Butter one more time.
She smiles and gives you a long, meaningful look.
So she is the trader for the ranger skills, and we want the first aid skill book. That is really useful. We want all the skill books, but we'll just take the first aid one for now.
Ain't fit for beasts.
Soon. I know what you mean. I can't wait to leave this place. I can't get it out of my head. Need something in the kitchen, do you?
Alright, so let's see here.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Let's learn that first aid skill. That'll come in real handy.
Nice and slow.
Now, I don't actually have enough skill slots for it, but that's fine. We'll just use first aid, or we'll switch elemental arrowheads with first aid, because first aid is dramatically more useful.
Nice and slow.
So yeah, if you just take a look at the characters here, this is actually a great way to show off what skills and schools of magic they use. Ifan, Huntsman, Geomancer. Seville, Scoundrel. Losa, Aerotheurge, and Hydrosophist. Fane, Pyromancer, Geomancer. Or Pyrokinetic Geomancer. Red Prince, Warfare, Geomancer. Dwarf. Ah, yes, my favorite character, Dwarf. Beast,
Nice
Warfare, and Aerotheurge. So not a lot of skills in this. Not a lot of skill diversity. No necromancy, no polymorph, none of that. But that's not the point. The point is for these guys to basically be as heavily invested into their specific default class as they could possibly go. So, anyway, that's most of this group talked to. Let's see if about Fane talking to Needle. And then...
What's your end, Pipspoke? What are you loitering round here for?
We'll have someone talk to Waltz.
Out the fort? To where then? The death swamps or the ocean brimming with voidwoken? Fat chance of getting more than 5 feet in any direction and keeping your skin right side out.
Say there's some things you'd like to discuss.
Make it quick.
Ask if he knows how the Magisters intend to cure people of source.
Hell if I know. Don't rightly know if it can be done. If they take the source out of you, what are you?
Ask if he's ever heard of someone escaping this place.
Sure. Pal of mine made it as far as the Hollow Marshes even. They dragged his corpse back the next day. Head pulled clean off by a ghost. I saw it myself.
Ask what he knows about the Voidwoken.
I never seen one myself, but me cousin up in Gore said one appeared from the clear sky one day and ate up every child under the age of 12. I don't know where they come from, but without the Divine, there ain't much we can do to stop them.
So another bit of lore on the world is that there was a war a while back led by Lucian, who was a divine. He was a godwoken, which meant he was a normal mortal who awoke to godly powers. And
hands out your pockets now.
There's a big war that was fought, but unfortunately, he disappeared. Now you can actually see a painting and statue of him right there. Well, that's a shrine to the divine, but there's the painting of Lucian right there. And the head of the Magisters is a guy named Alexander, who is the son of Lucian. And people are waiting for him to ascend as well, so that he can lead the people to freedom from the Voidwoken. And some people are wondering why he hasn't done it yet. Anyway, let's talk to Griff now. I was going to talk to Waltz, but she left the area, which is... I'm looking around to find her. I don't know where she's gone. Oh well, doesn't matter.
Bleeding dwarves.
So let's have Losa talk to Griff.
Griff is slowly, methodically peeling the skin from a potato. As you approach, he looks up, setting the potato, but not the sharp little knife, down on the table.
What?
Losa, grab a few potatoes from the table and lightly juggle them, tossing one through your legs and catching it again with a flourish. Finish with a ta-da!
Are you done?
Ask if he's in charge around here.
Who's asking?
Say you come to him as a kinsman seeking guidance.
He smirks and holds the little knife up to the light, watching it glint.
I'm listening.
Ask if he knows his thugs are terrorizing the camp's citizens.
Thugs? Look at it this way. People get lawless here, and we all starve.
He's not entirely wrong. In a way, Griff does keep order. Does he do it by, you know, killing people and threatening them and blackmailing them and all that? Yeah. It's not a good order, but it is an order. And it might be better than no order. I don't know. Say you're looking for a way out of this place.
Can't help you there. If I could, I wouldn't be here peeling goddamn potatoes.
Say you've heard he's a good friend to... no, we're not going to do that option. Ask what he knows about the Magisters and their cure for sorcerers.
Oh, they'll cure you of your sauce. Nightshade will cure you of an headache, too.
Yeah, that is a fair point to make there, Griff. Say you'd like to secure the release of the elf Amiro.
Amiro. Bloody elves. I guess you mean the clown I caught stealing from my kitchen. He's not going anywhere.
Ask how he's sure Amiro is the culprit.
Caught him red-handed trying to make off with a second crate after he took the first. Went down like a rent boy when we grabbed him. Easy.
Ask what he's meant to have stolen.
Supplies. A crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet.
Wonder if he'd really kill a man over a few pieces of fruit.
Ain't been here long, have ya? No one gets to have it all. No one starves anyone else.
He twirls his knife between his fingers.
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watching over Fort Joy.
Make a proposition. You'll find the stolen supplies and bring them back, and Griff will free Amiro.
All I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got yourself a deal.
Alright. You can trade with him as well.
Sure. Have a look.
He doesn't have much. He does sell Divinity, which is a controlled, highly addictive substance capable of altering human consciousness. So, there's that. But it's not particularly useful, and it costs an absurd amount. I mean, it's called overpriced, but it's overpriced even for Divinity. Should be nice to get your hands on it, though. Either way. So let's switch to Red Prince, put him in control, and then go down here. And there's a suspicious looking crate over here that's been marked. Now I'm not sure how this is going to play out because of a couple different characters. So we're going to drop a quick save. And then run over here to talk to Stingtail. Oh, let's actually take a look at this crate first.
This looks like the crate I'm after. But where are the contents?
Empty. Let's talk to Stingtail.
Just as you're about to address the lizard, the Red Prince bars you with an outstretched arm.
This man is a dreamer. As you know, I need a word with him. You may wait here while I speak.
Very well, tell me as your permission.
Permission indeed.
He bids the dreamer stand up and pay attention, which he does in a groveling and awkward manner. The dreamer then chews and swallows a handful of Divinity leaves before slipping into a trance-like state. He falls asleep. To your surprise, the Red Prince lies down and follows suit. After about half an hour, they wake up and begin to discuss what they saw in their dreams. The Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent irritation before turning his back on the jabbering dreamer.
Smile and tell him you couldn't help but overhear some of the nuggets of wisdom he just received.
You receive a withering glance in response.
A deserved bit of sarcasm, I suppose. But though this Stingtail fellow may be a less than stellar specimen in the firmament of dreamers, the dreams themselves prove to be quite elucidating. Turns out I'm being hunted by an enemy I didn't know actually existed. The myth-shrouded House of Shadows.
As I said previously, the Lizard Kingdom is split up into sort of a caste system. Red Prince being part of the House of War. I think he's part of the House of War. There might be a House of Royalty, which, if there's that, then he'd be a part of that. But I think he's a part of the House of War. This guy, Stingtail, as a dreamer, is part of the House of Seers. And apparently, there's a House of Shadows.
The dreamers, though, they're on my side. And they've visions of me on the throne.
I wonder if his throne is worth the assassins that seem to come with it.
Of course it is. I was born with the promise of an empire, and that promise will be kept. But to keep it, I must find a second dreamer. A greater one. A more experienced traveler of the dream world. Bahara is her name, and she resides in the swamplands east of the fort. So, let us make our escape and venture there post-haste.
You know, I could tell you all about swamp dreamers too if I chewed that much Divinity.
Oh, do hold your prickly tongue.
So I'm going to quick save again. And this time we're going to talk to Stingtail with Losa.
As you're about to approach the lizard, Seville cups your chin between thumb and index finger, then guides your eyes to hers.
Listen, I need to have a chat with this here morsel of flesh. He has wronged me once, but may just do right by me this time.
So this is the one I'm more concerned about, but you don't see why not. Tell her to go ahead and have that chat.
To your surprise, Seville proceeds to throttle the unsuspecting lizard with one hand as she drives the tip of her needle into his lower belly with the other. Then the questions commence. You hear him yelp about the Master, lone wolves, and a man called Griff. Then, quite suddenly, there's blood everywhere as Stingtail falls to the ground, face first into his own intestines.
And apparently he then proceeds to wiggle about on the ground a bunch. That was a very weird death animation. The ragdoll death animations in this game are on the silly side. I don't know if they're quite Oblivion levels of silly, but they are pretty silly.
Seville heaves a sigh of satisfaction, and as she wipes her needle clean, shoots you a cursory look.
Chat's over.
Demon elf, how dare you strike down a dreamer?
Such is my prerogative, Prince. And doubly so, my pleasure.
So yeah, kind of just a little glance at the fact that Red Prince and Seville are probably not going to get along very well.
Something on your mind?
Demand to know why she just brutally killed Stingtail.
It's simple. He scarred me, so I scarred him. Extensively.
She defies you with devilishly innocent eyes.
Can you blame me?
Say that you absolutely can. This was cold-blooded murder.
Justice tends to be.
Oh, shut the I do not like Seville. I think she is rather a horrible person. I understand that there's stuff in her backstory that leaves her, as she puts it, scarred, but I do not like her at all. In fact, I hate her. I normally kill her in every single playthrough. So, yeah. Playing with her in the party is going to be irritating.
Anyway, what's dead is done, so let's move on, shall we? Despite my high hopes, this scar disfigures me still.
Ask her what's next.
The search for the Master continues, of course. Hungry work, the hunt. And you know what? I'm feeling a bit peckish. Stingtail mentioned a cook, as it happens. A fellow named Griff. 2 birds, 1 stone. How about it?
Well, Stingtail's not coming back from that one. And hopefully you weren't a pyromancer, well, a pyromancer heavy party, because pyrokinetic, because he was the pyrokinetic trainer, or skillbook seller. Fortunately, we only have 1 person in the party who uses pyrokinetic spells, and this means that we get all 4 of them. So we'll go ahead and have Fane take all of this stuff. And have him learn all the spells. Haste, he already knows Ignition, Peace of Mind, and he already knows Searing Daggers. Alright, and then let's have those boots put on the Red Prince. We also got a better shirt, which we will put on Beast, as well as the tattered shoes from Red Prince. Alright. On the bright side, all the stuff that was Stingtail's here is now free for us to take, I guess. It's no longer stealing if he's dead, right?
Yes, again.
I'm just glad that the game prioritized Red Prince first, because if it had prioritized Seville's dialogue, we would have had an issue with Red Prince's questline. And that would have irked me severely, which is why we did all the quick saving. So I'm going to save again here. We may be able to get different dialogue with Maul here, with each character, but I don't know if that's true or not, so we're going to test it.
Here you are.
I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale.
Ask him what he wants to know.
Start from the beginning. Start from where you come.
Losa, wave away your history. Tell him where you come from isn't half as important as where you're going.
I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you find.
Losa, lower your voice to a whisper. Tell him you want to belong to yourself. Yourself alone.
I understand. Now tell me how your story ends.
Losa, and tell him in no uncertain terms, you will be free.
I see it in your shoulders, the weight you carry. I hope your wish comes true. Take this rope. It is a gift. It is common, but it helps you lift burdens.
Thank him for the gift.
It is nothing. Many fragments swirl on my shore. See what I gather.
And of note, he is the trainer, skillbook's merchant for geomancy skills. But we don't need any of those right this second. We will, of course. We have, what, 3 geomancers in the party? But not right now. So let's test this and see if he will do the same dialogue.
Many fragments wash up on these shores.
With
Tell me
other
what you need. This beach, you mean? It is mild. Gentle waves lap the sands night and day. I do not ask for more.
Alright, so he will not do the same tell me your story thing with each of the characters, much to my chagrin. And Losa has the most useless gift to be given, because she gets given a bloody piece of rope. So we're going to reload and see if he will only do it with the main character, the player character, or if he will do it with other party members. I think Fane has one of the best.
Tides in and out and in again. Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your
Yes,
tale.
here we go. So Fane, I can do it with one specific character, and I'm going to do it with Fane, I believe, unless I've forgotten, because Fane gets a much better reward.
Start from the beginning. Start from where you come.
Fane, explain that you come from another land, another time, another world almost.
I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you find.
Fane, say that you seek to learn about this new world, and to learn what happened to the old.
I understand. Now tell me how your story ends.
Fane, pause for a moment. You're not sure, but you hope it ends with answers.
To draw back the veil and see the truth is no simple task. To seek the unknown, maybe even the unknowable. We can see the things we lose, not with our eyes, but with our hearts. This ruby does the trick.
Thank him for the gift.
It is nothing. Many fragments.
So that's a much better result. Getting a frickin' ruby, are you kidding me? I mean, the ruby is worth 270, which I think gets, like, doubled when we sell it because of our high barter skills. So, yeah. It's a rare high-value gemstone called God's Heart by the faithful dwarven miners of the mountain region. So that is a much bigger benefit to the party than a frickin' piece of rope. Let's actually head back this way now. Reason being is there's another quest we can do. And then we'll go talk to Griff and see what Seville wants with him.
I'm hungry.
Let's talk to Dr. Lest with Ifan.
Rest now, or you'll hie yourself to the grip. Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort.
Pull a flask from your bag and offer it to her.
Why, look at that. Just what I ordered. Ain't you a peach, love? And old Dean here'd thank you too if he could.
Ask what happened to him.
Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Doomed to be sure, but I'd like to ease his way out.
Take your leave. So she administers the alcohol to him, which makes him drunk. And that allows us to use first aid on him to save him. Now you might be thinking, well, couldn't you have used that on him before, too? And the answer is actually no. Dane is not a very friendly individual, and does not believe that magic should be a thing, really. So if you heal him and he's not drunk, he'll jump up and try to fight you. Which you could run from him. But much better to just not have to.
The man sleeps so deeply, he might as well be dead to the world.
I don't think you get any XP for saving him like that, but I like to do it. Let's come over here now. Which, as I was worried, the party's just gonna run through here, but it doesn't appear any dialogue's gonna trigger, so it's fine. It's fine. So let's go over here.
Madam, have you seen my own? Yellow of hair, dark of eye.
Never mind. You come find me if you hear anything about a stolen crate. You hear?
A crate? I can't think about a crate now. My baby is missing.
I told him at noon exactly. Didn't I?
Farah. She
Hey,
ain't coming back.
Freshie, what you heard about a crate of stolen supplies? And don't you lie to me now.
Say you found that old crate, but it was empty as all get out.
Empty? Who gives a goblin's ass? The point is to get back the supplies inside. Come on, noggin thirsty.
Say you're also looking for the stolen crate and ask if she has any leads.
If I did, I wouldn't give 'em up to you. Griff sent me, not you.
Correct her. You actually are working on Griff's behalf.
Look, I'm Griff's right hand, and I'm gonna find that crate, and you're gonna watch me hand it over to him.
Kinda awkward considering we've already gotten it, but we won't tell her that. We're not over here for her anyway.
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your fifth road just to this road.
What of it?
You there? I'm looking for an inmate. He wears a large bronze ring with a dragon stamped into it. Name of Migo. Have you seen him?
Recall the madman you met on the beach and say you may have seen him.
You have seen him? Tell me, where was he?
Describe where you met him, but caution her to be careful. There was something terribly wrong with him.
And you're very sure it was him?
Hand her his ring as proof.
She inspects the ring closely.
And we've earned the hero tag, which means that now sometimes we get hero dialogue.
This can't be. You said he was upon the beach, yes? I need to have a look myself. This simply can't be.
So I will be right back. I'm going to quick save just to make sure that the game doesn't crash when I tab out to mute my mic. And I will be back momentarily and we'll continue with the side quests of the area. See you in a moment. Apologies for the break. That was a much needed one, however. So, let me get back to it. So let's continue searching the area. Let's send Beast up here to talk with this guy.
The priest's jaws might be sewn shut with fishing wire, so harshly do they clench at the sight of Beast. He speaks one clipped, precise syllable.
Son.
Okay, well this is an interesting turn of events. I didn't know this would happen. Challenge the priest. Has Beast offended him in some way?
I'm not offended by the Beast. No matter how foul that name feels to my lips. Just disappointed.
He turns his attention to Beast himself, whose face looks oddly blank, given his usual rambunctious demeanor.
Did you think your merry band could try to toss Justinia into the sea and the clouds would turn to rainbows? A storm of your making still rages, and whenever word of your deeds reaches our ears, lightning strikes. When your flunkies scream for revolution, I know what they're really screaming for, Beast. And I know it's dwarven blood being shed.
Someone had to stand up to Justinia. Not all of us are like you religious types. You fold up your hands and pray, like that's going to feed the hungry and bathe the young. I'm not given to prayer. I just get things done.
I would sooner implore Duna to intervene than to leave behind a trail of crimson limbs for the innocent to clean away.
The priest collects himself. His eyes still burn, but his words are ice.
May the Seven bless you, Beast.
Well, that was an awkward interaction. Oof. And no, Lieutenant Colley, I have not yet. I believe I've successfully saved Dane, the drunkard who got beaten up by them. So as a result, I'm planning on going ahead and just getting the sparkler card from them and using that on them. But first, let's head over back to speak with Griff. We've got his oranges, and Seville wants to have a chat with him, so hopefully it'll be a less bloody chat than the one with Stingtail, but it's Seville, so who knows? With that in mind, I'm gonna drop a quick save.
Ain't fit for beasts.
Here's the goods. Like you want.
Seville gently places a hand on the small of your bag. Her mouth reaches your ear with a whisper.
Let me have a word with the gentleman, would you? I've a little clue to follow up on.
Much as I would like to allow to say no, I'll let her speak. And what have you never seen, Lieutenant Colley? Dane surviving or using the sparkler card on them?
Seville steps forward and asks Griff the cook about the lone wolves. A dead little birdie told her he's the man to talk to.
I got that special shipment you was asking after.
A little back and forth ensues. Money crosses hands, and before you know it, Seville stands back beside you, all smiles.
Yeah, using the sparkler card's not that exciting, unfortunately. They clam up, and they give you the money, and that's really about it. I typically attack them afterwards and just murder them in cold blood because, well, they're, a bunch of right blighters, and they deserve it. Plus, I get more money and equipment that way.
Thank you. We should make good on our escape, you know. I have to see a man about a wolf in the Hollow Marshes.
Tell her that, frankly, you had expected another bloodbath.
Did I disappoint you? Oh, but don't worry. I might just have to push the next fella a little further.
Oh, please don't, Seville. You did not disappoint me. I was very happy you didn't. Oh, I hate her so much. Yeah, they're jerks, Lieutenant Colley, you're right.
Zalaskar's his name. A name for the taking, if if it comes to that.
Alright, whatever.
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again.
Hand over Griff's oranges.
Griff tears into one of the oranges with both hands. Juice squirts through his hands as he desperately rips through the rind.
Looks like everything's accounted for. Now the important question. Who's the thief?
Tell the truth. The lizard Stingtail was the culprit, but he's dead now.
He raises an eyebrow.
Looks like someone did my job for me. Your guy's free to go. He should be fine. Eventually.
And speaking of whether or not he'll be fine, let's actually have Ifan heal him so that he's even more fine.
It is done. And quickly. I thank you. Very, very much. I hold my end of the bargain. I show you the way out. But I have something more to ask of you.
Ask the elf what he means.
Sahela, she is everything. A ruler, a seer, a knower, a child. She cannot be lost here.
Ask him what he has in mind.
It is for all our people. For the world. Give me your map. I show you the way out. A secret. Dangerous. But it leads to freedom. I give you this amulet. You must pass it to the elves who still remain. Tell them Sahela is here. They will send help. Please. She is important. I go to her. I wish you good luck, and I thank you for us all.
And now that that's covered... Oh, come on. Chase after him. Oh, I hate that there's not like a proper pause button. At least not one that I'm aware of. Because I wanted to give another heal to him. Because he needs it. But no, can't do that.
What's happened? What have they done to you?
Darling? Yarrow girl?
It was her, wasn't it? The monster.
Don't think of the ugly now. Here I am, here you are. Here we are.
Pop, is that really you?
Little Yarrow girl. Grown up, flower-headed girl.
What have they done?
Ask why she kept her own father prisoner here. Didn't she know what would happen to him?
She looks at you with hatred etched deeply in the lines of her face.
I didn't want any of this.
And here's our first example of the hero tag being used. Say whoever did this should be brought to justice.
Ha! I'd die 1,000 deaths before I'd see this go unpunished.
Say you're glad they found each other again, even under these circumstances.
She looks at her father and manages a small smile.
As am I.
Ask if she knows who's responsible for this.
There were always rumors about the hammer. Dallas, that is. What she was doing with the prisoners she hauled off to her fortress. Why they never joined the rank and file thereafter. I suppose now I know.
Ask if she's ever seen this kind of magic before. It seems as though her father has suffered some kind of strange treatment.
It's strange. It almost reminds me of the creatures Dallas keeps at her side. Sometimes you hear a kind of muttering beneath their masks.
She reaches out to touch her father's hand. He withdraws it quickly before remembering himself and reaching out to Yarrow again.
I had no idea. What a fool I am. Wait, before you go. You've helped us a great deal today. Let me help you too. Take this key. I'll show you where you can use it. It opens a door leading into the fort that may help you get out of this wretched place. It isn't too late for you. Not yet.
And we get our choice of equipment. She does have a pretty good two-handed axe here. But no one in our party really uses two-handed weaponry, other than Beast, and he's got a staff right now, so...
Arrow girl.
No one uses two-handed melee
Wasn't
weapons.
it? The monster.
So I think we'll go with more armor, because that's always
Here
useful.
I am. Here you are.
It's just a regular piece of leather armor, but it is at least level 3, so it's a little bit better. And we will equip that on Ifan.
Darling. Yarrow girl.
There we go.
Wasn't it?
Some better gear for him. And that means that...
Here I am. Here you are.
Everyone has gear now, pretty much. Beast is still missing an actual piece of chest armor.
What's happened?
But I know Lieutenant Colley, they are... it's so sad. It really is.
It was her, wasn't it? The monster.
Alright, so... what shall we do next? Why don't we go heal Mona? Obviously, like I said earlier, she'll attack us if we heal her, but hey, there's no harm in that. What's more, it'll be more XP for us, so. Oh my gosh, let me target her.
What have you done? I was so close. I could see the light. I could almost feel her touch again. You ruined it. You ruined it!
Where is Seville? Oh wow, she's way far behind the rest of the party. Okay, sure. I feel like Seville's probably going to be sort of the workhorse of the team because she moves so much faster than everyone else. So I feel like she's probably just gonna blitz through most enemies in a single enemy encounter. And Mona was the Necromancer skillbook merchant, but no one in our party uses or will use Necromancy. So it doesn't really matter, it's just 4 skill books that we can sell. And yeah, I wish there was a cure or a reversal or something. There's several things in this game that really are upsetting in that they don't allow you to make use of it. Another great example is the... what's it called? The quest with Buddy, the dog, over here. You can't actually reunite him and Emmy, his mate. I actually found a mod that will allow you to do that, and I really want to install it. I haven't done it yet. I also wasn't sure. I never like installing mods midway through a game. I might install it for a future playthrough or something, but who knows if I'll actually have a future playthrough. This is kind of a really good playthrough that I want to see through. But we do get a very nice pair of pants as well. Not as good as the rare pants we found, but it is better gear. So for the moment, we will just give it to Beast. Oh, no, he can't equip it because his finesse is not high enough. Okay, never mind. We'll give it to Ifan. Alrighty. What next? What next? I actually think I'm going to have Seville steal something for us. Because there's another piece of gear that I don't think you can buy it. I'll check and see.
The woman looks...
What do you need? By all means, get an eyeful.
No, you can't buy it. But she has a pair of boots sitting over there. And I think I'm going to have Seville yeah, there we go. No, gosh dang it. There we are. Alright. We'll have Losa lead all of these people out here, and then Seville, who I've disconnected from the rest of the party so she can act on her own. I will stealth, and it looks like she is good and safe to scoop that right up. So, for some stupid reason, Nabora knows that someone has stolen her stuff, but doesn't know who. And then she'll proceed to ask your party if she can look through your bag or something, and it's really dumb. I really hate the way the stealth system was done in this game. I think it's one of the worst theft systems in any RPG I've ever played.
It's bolted on there tight, ain't it?
But it is what it is. And hey, we got a pair of boots. I typically won't steal stuff, but I do have thievery as a skill for a reason. Sometimes there's not really a way to get an item without stealing it. Alright, and then we'll reconnect Seville to the party, putting her back up in front of Ifan, as she was before. What next? What next?
I'm not mad, darling. I'm not mad.
So, I'm not going to talk to these characters. Basically, this woman is insane. She's calling out for her child, because her child's gone missing. But if you talk to this guy, it's revealed that her child was actually killed by Voidwoken a while ago, and you can't do anything with the quest. It's not an actual quest.
It's time to accept
Nothing appears in
reality.
your journal or anything like that. In the development cycle, it was originally planned for this quest to basically conclude with you speaking to the ghost of her child, but they ended up cutting the quest entirely, and now it's basically two NPCs that are really obnoxious and serve no purpose. It's very irritating, and I hate it quite a bit.
It's time to accept reality.
I don't think I ain't watching.
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe. As she catches sight of you, recognition flashes in her terrified eyes. She drops her hands from her throat and starts hyperventilating.
Ben, missed. Ifan, Ben, missed. You killed them. You killed them. He killed them all. Murderer.
A little respect for Griff's right.
Tell her she need not fear. Nobody's giving you a contract for her life.
Keep him away from me. Help! Somebody! Keep him away! Guards! Guards! Keep him away from me!
Now, the guards don't actually affect anything, but they don't care. But an interesting little... There's not really a whole lot to that dialogue. It's not really any... I think you might be able to kill her if depending on your dialogue choice.
Stay back. Keep that monster bedmast away from me.
But that's about it, and I highly doubt she has anything of value on her. So I don't bother.
I can't beat ya.
A little respect to Griff's right hand.
Right hand, my winker. Fella's got more right hands than an octopus.
Cool. Hey,
Stay back.
So we're just walking around doing a little looting. There's a lot of random junk on the ground. Let's talk to this lizard with Red Prince.
The kin's brow knits together, then apart and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts and doesn't look up as you approach.
No clue if there's actually something valuable here or not, but we'll chat.
Keep that monster bedmast away from me.
Cough and ask if the ground is really as interesting as all that.
The ground? I don't know what you... I'm just trying to work it out. What happened? Why?
Red Prince, express your surprise that he does not recognize you.
Recognize you? Of course I recognize you. You're the Red Prince. That's about as obvious as a very obvious thing. Your point?
Ask him why, if he recognized you, he did not say something.
What would you like me to say? I know you're the Red Prince. You know you're the Red Prince. Why should we discuss it?
Give up. Ask what's on his mind.
My mind? What else, kin? I'm wondering why. All of this. Source, the Voidwoken, the Divine. Why?
Red Prince, tell him all shall be well when the kin are returned to their rightful place.
Where's that, then? The egg? We'll go back to the egg.
Probably not. That's probably incorrect. Ask him what he means.
We've used Source for thousands of years. We have used it to heal, to grow. How can it be that it suddenly summons these horrors from the void? And when will Alexander ascend to divinity? We cannot continue like this.
So yeah, he's basically musing on the value of Source and why it's suddenly a problem and all that. Because sorcerers used to not spawn evil monsters.
Yet so quickly,
back in the day, they didn't.
So dangerous.
So he wonders
death caused it.
Why,
So
after
Voidwoken
Lucian
are
died,
attracted
did
to
it become
Source.
such a problem?
But why?
Who knows? I don't.
When another divine arises, will
Legitimately,
Source
I
change
don't.
back? What if there are no sources?
I haven't played it far enough in the game at any point to actually know the answer to that question. I know there is an answer. I don't know what it is, though.
That's what happened, isn't it?
The dwarf slaps his knees and chest until a buoyant rhythm develops and begins to, well, not sing exactly, but chant.
They stole me boots and burned me hat, but beast of the sea will come asking for me. They locked me up with a pig and a rat, but beast of the sea will come asking for me. Oh, not bad for being off the top of me head.
He bows to an almost comical depth, then rises and laughs.
Welcome to the joy, my famed friend.
Well, I wasn't feeling so welcome till now. You almost had me dancing.
Stand back and let them catch up.
You got any more songs in you? This savage beast could use some soothing.
Well, I got a right good rebel whooper on hand, warning of the barbaric beast. The other, well, it ain't so respectful, but Royal Guards folk on holiday always ate it up.
Gotta admit, I'm tired of hearing the shanties all singing my praises. Let's hear the Royalist tune. A bet it dresses me down real good.
One royalist tune coming up. Oh, Macca Smiles, bastard born, the man of life enraged him. A gnashing varmint he became, so Queen sought then to cage him. A pitiful sight, his inadequate fight, the quivering lump sent out of Queen's sight. Macca Smiles, bastard born, the royal knights upstaged him.
Ha! I knew there'd be some good lines in there. Quivering lump. Too funny to be mad at.
The Royal Guard. They'd sing this while wandering the hinterlands, looking for rebels in the shadows. Some time ago, of course. Back when you were banished to the Isle of Mists.
Beast looks to the ground for a moment, but just a moment. His cheeks rise and redden, and he roars in laughter.
Those were the days, eh, chum? Well, I've got to get moving. Good to see a friendly face, though. Ain't too many wandering around this glum camp.
So Beast is essentially a rebel against the queen, the dwarven queen, that rules them and is apparently not a great person.
I'm sure.
I don't know the situation. I think that's one of the later game plot points. But
Easy now, old chap.
we did just learn that his real name is not Beast, but rather Marcus Miles. So that's an interesting detail that I've never actually been able to enjoy before. So that's cool.
But this place has made you crazy.
So once again, I'm going to have Seville steal something.
What if there are no sorcerers?
Just because that little helmet there could be a very useful piece of kit.
Come on, chap. Don't be unreasonable. But why? Better even to puke yourself to death.
Let's see here. Who should I give that to? It's a finesse-based item. I guess I'll probably just let Seville equip it herself.
That's what happened, isn't it?
Wow, that's an ostentatious helmet.
Now, let's not get nasty. Greet's better off, I'm sure.
Just look at her.
Keep her name out of your mouth, Elbow.
Easy now, hot chap.
I hate the racial armors. So, like, if I equipped that on Ifan, my other finesse character, it looked like a perfectly normal helmet. But because I equipped it on Seville, it looks positively ridiculous. Because the elven armor is really dumb. I hate it.
Hey, Afni.
Some of the best armor in the game for elves.
Name's Laszlo.
Well, some of the best armor in the game, when equipped on an elf, is like 3 leaves strapped over their body, and that's it. It's absurd and incredibly
Come on, chap.
dumb.
Don't be unreasonable.
Hey, an unidentified
to puke
belt.
yourself to death and get purged.
Very useful.
You should be happy for Greet.
And you may be wondering why I'm picking up all these random buckets. That's because the buckets actually have a lot of use to them. There's a official, it's kind of like a mod, but it's official. It's not done by any sort of third party. It allows you to basically take plants and plant them in buckets to potentially grow duplicates.
There's plenty of singletons about.
It's
Leave me be, Sam.
It's a weird mod, and it's not
I only mean that
entirely
if you think about
valuable,
it logically,
but it is
it's much better
interesting.
off.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
Now, I don't know which character to
chap.
talk
Don't be
this
unreasonable.
conversation with. I really don't.
Better even to
I'm
puke
gonna do
yourself to
it with
death and
Seville,
get purged,
but
don't you think?
I
You
don't
should be
actually know
happy for
who's
Greed.
the quote-unquote best to do this combo with.
What?
Please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not her, Sam.
Oh, for the love of Lucian, Balladeer. You're acting like a madman.
Say it again. What you said about my wife. Go on.
Seville, reach for your weapon in case the lizard tries anything.
Go on, Sam.
Well, it's the truth, and you know it. She's better off. So what if it was messy? I'd rather puke myself to death 1,000 times than let the Reds get to me. If she were my wife, I'd be happy for her.
A flat smile twitches across Balladeer's lips.
She never did like you.
absolutely murked. Let's talk to him.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
I think it's very easy, even though it's not specifically a Seville dialogue option, I think it's very obvious that she would say, "Tell him you'd have done the same."
He nods at you and turns back to his handiwork. He lines up another nail and hammers it into the panel.
So essentially,
I'll be with you soon, love.
This guy's wife died, and his friend, Sam, who he just murdered, was telling him that it was a good thing, because better for her to die of a horrible disease than to die at the hands of the Magisters, right? Right? Well, Balladeer didn't seem to agree with him. So he murdered him. To be fair, not particularly tactful on the part of Sam, but Okay, well, for some reason, Dane has died. I have different results with this quest every time, it feels like. You can save his life, but you can't... Like, I've done it the exact same way before, and he's survived. And so I really don't know what the trick is to making sure he survives every time. Either way, let's talk to Dr. Lest.
Finally kicked the bucket this in. Didn't think I'd miss his grumbling and boasting, but spirit like that leaves a big hole when it's snuffed out. Rest his soul.
Yeah. Sad. You could save him, but like I said, I don't know how to do it. And I can't really test it super easily either, because it feels like you have to have a certain amount of time elapse before you can check to see. So, whatever. He's dead, so be it. Let's head up here now that we have the sparkler card. No, restoration is not the trick either. I've used restoration on him in a run just last night, and he died as well. I used first aid this time, restoration last time, and I always heal him to full health, whether or not it's in one cast or multiple casts. I don't know. I really don't know. Either way, he's dead. Oh well. Like I said, I don't think you get anything for saving him, so it's not like it's a big deal. But it's disappointing.
What of it?
Yeah, no, the thing is, Lieutenant Colley, I've had restoration work as well. I've also had first aid work. But yesterday in a run, restoration didn't work, and today in a run, and obviously, as you've seen, first aid didn't work. It feels like there's something else involved in it, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what the trick is. One thing you definitely can do is heal him before you give the alcohol, and he'll jump up and try to fight you.
That's it. I call court. Pay up.
And then he'll try to fight you, but instead of fighting him, you just flee the battle, and when you come back, he'll have settled down. So you can do that if you want to guarantee his survival.
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your 5th blue jester this round.
That's odd, Lieutenant Colley, because I have installed new mods since the last time I kept him alive. But
don't like the game tops and fold.
I've had mods installed before that didn't cause him to die, so... And none of the descriptions of the mods I use right now say anything about Dane, so... I don't know, it's a weird quest. It's one of those things with Divinity that I was talking about earlier. Sometimes things happen, and you either don't have as much control over a situation as you want, or things just happen that don't really make sense, and it's one of my big gripes with this game. Either way, the important thing is we got the sparkler card for him, so let's go take some money from these numbskulls.
Looky here, mates. A fresh face. We love fresh faces, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. Why don't you join us in a round of cards?
First hands on the house.
Accept the invitation.
Chuff to you, Chief. Here are your cards. You're up first.
You glance at your hand. 2 purple monarchs. A hard hand to beat.
If you lay that down, he lays down 5 purple monarchs. He's cheating. And he'll basically try to extort you for money, even though he said first hands on the house. So he said that you didn't have to pay, but then if you lose, which you do because he cheats, then, well, he tries to get money from you anyway. You can get out of it with a dialogue option. I think if you have enough persuasion or something, I don't remember. But we have the Sparkler, and the Sparkler always wins.
Ralvo's eyes linger
So
on the
we're gonna play
table, where the card lies as innocent as a piece of cardboard can be. His gaze travels up your torso to meet your eyes.
Now, where'd you get a thing like that, mate?
Say it doesn't matter where you got it. Rules are rules, and the Sparkler always wins.
Ralvo counts out the entirety of the table's pot without breaking eye contact.
Go.
And that's the extent of the stuff you can do with them. Now, I'm going to talk to them and then murder them, because they're blighters who murdered poor Dane, and they deserve it.
Hope you're behaving yourself, Freshie.
So if you talk to them again, there's not really any more dialogue options. They sell a little bit, but that's it.
Huh? What are you doing here? Thought Griff had you making the rounds inside.
Say he must have you confused with someone else.
Oh, hey, you're right. You look just like Flora, though. But I reckon she was got rid of last week, now that I think of it. Time sure flies. It's really uncanny, you know. Though I guess Christoph looks like one of them now. All skinny and pale and all.
So it sounds like a lot of people go through this fort, join Griff's gang, and then get taken by the Magisters and never are seen again.
I don't think I am. What do you have to, Pipsqueak?
Beg your pardon and say you're just doing your best to stay out of trouble.
Well, going around poking Griff's guard ain't the way to do it. In fact, I'd go ask him if he's got a spot for you on his team. Joining up's the best way to survive, if that's what you're after.
And let's actually talk to her, to this little dwarf bottle top with Beast, see if there's any dialogue.
Welcome to Fort Joy, brother. Coming from our lands, are you? Or were you already set up in Divine Orderville?
There's not a Beast-specific dialogue here. I want to say that Beast was in the Dwarven Kingdom in the sense that he was sailing around it. But I don't actually know. We'll say Dwarven Kingdom. Say you're coming from the Dwarven Kingdom.
Gods help you. This place ain't like home. We're at the bottom of the totem pole here, next to the snake faces and moss munchers. I got myself a cushy spot on Griff's guard, but few dwarves are so lucky.
So basically she's just continuing to show that it's really rough for the non-humans. Really the only human that, or the only non-human that's doing well here, and by any stretch of the imagination, is Bottle because she happened to get in with Griff. But unfortunately for her, she got in with Griff. So that's going to result in her very swift demise. And that attack took out Ralvo and Bottletop in one hit, but it looks like Slug managed to tough it out. Couple quick stabs from Seville though, and he's down. And let's go ahead and drop some rain on that table just so it's not on fire anymore. And then I do have a mod that makes it so anything that you can buy from a character, from an NPC, anything that's in their trade inventory is dropped on their death, which is very handy because it doesn't really make any sense that they would have something and then just not have it
Junk.
when they die. Not much else here to do, though.
Lest the void overtake and devour us all.
Beast is a touch hurt, so I'm gonna have him lay on the sleeping bag, get a little healing. And then let's continue on. So we've cleared out a fair bit of the fort's quests at this point. We've dealt with Migo to the full extent. We've dealt with the card sharks. I've dealt with everything over here. We've got Gawain's quest, so let's do that. Unless I already did, which I don't think so. I know, right? Lieutenant Kali rip versions. Oh, and we also haven't spoken to Margot. Margot's a good chat to have. And one that I am definitely not going to have with Losa, because Losa has some really horrible racial dialogue, or character dialogue, that messes you up and causes you to lose out on equipment.
Boring.
So we're not going to do that. We will talk to her with... let's do it with Seville. I think Seville, for once, might actually have a bit of softness in her.
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems totally at peace, but as you approach, she turns to you with a cheerful smile.
Haven't seen you around here before. New?
Tell her you just arrived.
Well, don't worry too much if you have a hard time settling in. Takes a while to get used to the place. You here alone?
Say you've fallen in with a few travel mates, but they don't mean much to you. Which is a very Seville response, even though it's not technically one.
She gives you a long look.
Maybe you ought to give those companions of yours another chance. Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore. Maybe they mean something to you after all.
Ask why she's here alone.
Used to be I had a family. A husband and a little boy. We were healers. Source was in our blood. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Reckon they were cured. Maybe even released. Don't know why the Reds didn't take me too. Now I'm just waiting for them to call my name. Waiting and remembering.
Ask her to tell you more. What were her boys like?
Her eyes sparkle.
Kind of you to ask. Stefan, he was my little one. Smart as a whip and no less wicked. And my husband, he was called Felix. He was an expert healer. Could fix a broken bone in a short minute.
Take a seat in the sand and listen.
She talks for some time about birthdays, about Felix's prickly beard, about the skunk Stefan once dragged home for a pet. Joy radiates from her as she remembers. She places a warm hand on your shoulder.
What a gift to think of them. I'd like to give something to you too. A family recipe. One of Felix's best. He'd be happy to know it went to such a warm soul. Take care of yourself. You hear? You're a sweet one.
It's a nice bit of dialogue. I always like talking to Margot. So next up, we've got a bit of action, finally. It's been a fairly low-action stream, but we're about to have ourselves a little fight with some critters. Not that it will last long or be particularly hard, of course, but it'll happen. We get a little exploration XP there. And we'll run over here and let Seville unlock this treasure chest for us. Which has the range skill book in it. Not actually very useful, because Lohse already has rain. It's one of her starting skills. But it is another skill, even if it isn't useful. And we can always sell it. Let me check to make sure no one else has Hydrosophist. I don't think so. No, no one has Hydrosophist besides Lohse. So alas, the book will be sold. We got some herring over here. Nice little fish bucket. Oh, and the fight begins. Alright. Have Seville run forward. Fortunately, she has the pawn, which is a talent. I think it's kind of like a trait. So she can move a little bit without actually having to spend any movement. And then we'll have her just go ahead and take out one of them with some quick strikes. And then have her run up and attack this guy. Before getting probably smacked in the face. And it has occurred to me that Ifan and Lohse and Fane are not actually in the combat. So that's interesting. Let's see here. Let's have Beast. I don't think he's gonna have any involvement in this fight because I don't think he can get close enough. We'll have him run here. And no, he doesn't have enough movement. We'll have him get in as close as he can, though I don't think it will actually matter. And it appears Lohse is still not in combat, so that's interesting. Alright, Red Prince's turn. Unfortunately, he is definitely not going to make it to combat time. He is way too far away. I'll have him run down here and see if he can chuck his shield far enough. No, I didn't expect him to be able to. Oh well. Ifan, however, can definitely hit an enemy from here. Especially with his ranged weapon. So we'll have him take out that Saltwater Croc. And then Fane. Let's just have him finish off that one with his searing daggers. Yes, Brimcon, the whole crew, welcome to the chat.
This again?
Yeah, exactly, Brimcon. I agree. I like my solo runs a whole lot where I don't use anybody, but I definitely enjoy having the whole team. Let's read that book real quick. Oh, let's actually identify this belt. I can't believe I forgot to identify it. Perseverance. and HP. We'll just give that to Red Prince. Alright, and then, let's see here. The book. The book. We'll flip to Lohse. Yes, Brimcon. Everyone is just your base class, your default. And I have a mod that removes the caps on stats, so their base attributes, I don't have to invest in anything but what their class would normally be invested in. So, they are incredibly overpowered right now, due to some of the mods and stuff I have set up. But I enjoy the sort of story and everything a bit more than the combat. I find the combat to be quite droll. Or not droll, but quite tedious. Let's see here. Where was that book? That book was right there. Did I read this one? I don't think I read this one either. Aha. So that quest gave that book gave us a quest to find Brachus Rex's forgotten vault. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm not sure I call it a challenge with the overpowered nature of my team, but yes, I agree entirely with the combat. I have other gripes with it too, but there are some things I really enjoy, like the plot and the origin characters. As much as I wish that the custom characters were as interesting, I understand that it's kind of hard to do that. And I find the origin characters, certain ones in particular, to be very enjoyable little stories. Equipment and gold will be in short supply. You do have me there. Now, I have a mod that I have used for... Whoops, nope, put your weapons away. Calm down, Lohse. Where did you spot something? There's something hidden there. Cool. I do have a mod called the Cheat Commander, which is why everyone has as much stats as they do. Essentially, everyone is 30 levels, or level 30 plus. So, like, we're level 3 right now, so essentially everyone is, like, level 32. I gave myself the attributes and stat points that one would have at level 30, and then I'm just going from there, leveling up. So, everyone is very powerful, and I can get more gear and gold with the Cheat Commander, but I'm probably not going to do it because I want to, actually be able to spread things around and not just have it completely too easy for me. Yeah, this is definitely enough. Let's see here. Got a bunch of new equipment, a couple shiny rings. Oop, that one has Huntsman. That's definitely going to Ifan. This one is just a magic armor ring. Okay, we'll give that to Red Prince. He does not have much in the way of magic armor. And then nothing out here for me to get. Oh, right. I got the gauntlets that are on someone. There we go. Gloves of teleportation. We'll put those on Lohse because she's the aerotheurgist. And they are intelligence armor, so they should go on either Fane or Lohse anyway. Although, with a 10 stat requirement, anyone could equip them. Yeah, I take it you're not a fan of the armor system, Brimcon. A D&D player! Welcome, welcome. Glad to see it. This is a D&D positive channel here. You a 5e person, 3.5? Yeah, I'm a really big fan of the original two Baldur's Gate games, and while I expect Baldur's Gate 3 to be a really, really, really good game, because Larian makes really good games, I don't expect it to be a Baldur's Gate game, so I'm actually not excited for that one. I'll play it because my friends are probably going to buy it for me, because I don't buy games until like 3 years after they've released anyway. And, but yeah, I'm not exactly excited for it. So, now that we have the Gloves of Teleportation, we have the Teleportation skill, which allows us to grab some stuff and pull it to a different place. So there are several hidden treasure chests that we can access now that we previously could not get to. So I'm definitely going to make use of those. Actually, hold on, I just realized that was a Geomancer skill book we got, and we have 3 Geomancers in the party, so that's awesome. Wow, that was an incredibly disappointing chest. Oh, nice. So I don't remember which the plastic box was. I'm a 5e baby. Baldur's Gate was my first D&D experience, but I didn't actually get a chance to play proper pen and paper until I was playing 5th. But yeah, 3.5. I've yet to really play it, and I feel like it would be a bit overwhelming. I have an issue with restartitis, and so I feel like I would spend hours on character creation and then completely forget to actually play the game, and I'd constantly be wanting to switch characters. But I wouldn't call it disappointed with Baldur's Gate 3 because it's not out yet. I can't really say whether or not I'll be disappointed with it. I have specific opinions about how it will turn out, and I'm not super positive about those opinions, but I do feel strongly that it will be a good game. I have not really wanted to get into Kingmaker. What is WOTR? I've not heard of it. I may have heard of it, but I don't recognize the acronym. Ooh, contamination. That definitely needs to go to Fane. And he doesn't know it already. Cool. Awesome. That'll be a very useful skill for him. Wrath of the Righteous. Oh, is that a sequel to Kingmaker? I didn't know there was already a sequel. Holy cow. Yeah, if you want to talk Kingmaker, talk with Lieutenant Colley. He's a big fan of it, from what I've heard. Or at least he's been playing it a bunch. I don't know if he's a big fan or not. I know one of my friends is a big fan of it. Okay, let's see here. What should we do next? What even is there left to do? I want to take out Griff and his band. We don't actually have any reason to do so, really, but I want to do it for the XP and loot. I should go ahead and have Seville buy the... Well, actually, I don't need to have Seville buy the skill books for Scoundrel because they'll drop when we kill... whatever the merchant's called. Oh, save the cat? Yes, of course, absolutely. Yeah, I hadn't really really thought about that, Brimcon, but that's a very fair point. You really are kind of incentivized to just wipe out most of the people in the town. So one of the little, they're called gift bag features that Larian added in an update adds this respec mirror here. And I don't want to respec, but I do kind of want to take a look at the character customization options. Maybe change someone's hairstyle. I wouldn't want to change the faces or anything, but holy moly, she's got some fancy hairstyles. I don't know if these are specific to her or if these are just... The elves have crazy hairstyles. Style 2. Yeah, that one is really cool. I agree. That might be the one I'd go with. And I don't blame you, Brimcon. I don't typically do the true neutral unless I'm metagaming really hard. But I typically play lawful good types. With this playthrough, I'm playing more to the individual sort of character traits, but yeah, I like that hairstyle a lot. I'm gonna go with that. What's the other one that I thought was cool? Well, there's several cool ones, but I think the other one that I think is kind of character appropriate would be like this one, or one of the, because I feel like she wouldn't want to stand out too much, being a sort of an assassin. I like that one though. I'm gonna go with that. Not that we can ever see it under her goofy hat, but hey, you know. I'm not gonna change anything on him. He's got his skull as is. I wouldn't want to change that. It's not unique, but it's kind of specific to him. Skin color, I mean, what would I change? Bone color? Add hair to him? No, I don't like the hair on characters. It's silly. Losa's my main. I already know what she looks like. Ifan. Probably won't change his hairstyle either. I like his hairstyles as they are. Plus, most of these hairstyles look absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, no changes for Ifan. Beast. I feel like there's not too much to change about Beast either. Changing him from a guy with an eye patch to someone without an eye patch just seems wrong. Plus, that beard is kind of an iconic beard for him. Now, if there's someone I would change the face for, it would probably be Red Prince. I don't think he has a particularly intimidating face. I do understand what you mean about not changing Ifan, though. For one thing, there's just so few good hairstyles for humans, and he already has one of the good ones. This is such a cool face style. I'm actually going to change Red Prince's face, which feels really weird, but I'm going to do it because this looks more princely and intimidating, in my opinion. Alright, now let's hook everybody back up. swap them back to their appropriate spots. There we go. Exactly! He looks tough with it. Alright, now let's go crack some skulls in the arena.
We will rejoin our comrades.
When's it gonna be killing time?
Now I'll drop a quick save, though honestly I don't know why. We're going to absolutely cream them. Is there any special dialogue, like if you talk to this guy with Beast?
The dwarf cocks his head.
Marcus? Marcus Miles?
There is! I wish I hadn't gone through it. He just looks surprised and then says your real name.
Beast glances at you and mutters.
Best let me handle this. That's Beast nowadays, friend. That other name, long left that behind, I did.
The demon plot is really cool, but also I just think Lohse is one of the coolest main characters. The other ones that I would want to choose as the leader would be Fane because of his intimate connection to the lore. Ifan because of his intimate connection to recent events. And maybe Red Prince because I think he's very interesting. Beast and Seville, I really don't find them that interesting as a main character. They don't have enough main character pizzazz, you know?
Right, sorry. Just hard not to see you as that wild-eyed troublemaker you used to be. It's been, what, over a decade, yeah?
Longer than that. Too bad I'm cooped up here. Things are looking grim out there. Justinia's planning something big. Really big.
Oh, bigger than what she's already managed. Say a single word against her, and a royal copper will throw you in a dank cell or carve the royal insignia on your throat. Unless you've got a handful of coin to donate to the kingdom, of course. You're gonna need to blow this popweed stand if you want to stop her, but maybe this'll help, eh? Nab the key off that Kraus fella up above. Not the brightest of the magisters. Would stick his head in a pig's arse and call it a hat. Reckon it unlocks one of the doors to the prison. No, not sure which.
I've waited this long. I can wait longer.
Yeah, I agree, Grimcon. Those two and/or Lohse, probably the ones I'd go with. Maybe Fane, but I think it's more interesting to play Fane by himself if you're going to play him as a main character. I don't know why I feel that way, but I certainly do. Do a lone wolf playthrough. Yeah, that seems like a good team.
I tell you to take care crossing the Divine Order, but from what I hear, you can handle yourself just fine against Alexander's flunkies.
Word gets around, does it? Well, I appreciate the help. I won't forget it.
Alright, well I didn't actually expect any specific dialogue to occur there. Let's see if we can get anything from Ivor the Vast.
A deep grumble emerges from him, as if from an endless cavern.
No, no special
Your
dialogue.
bones vibrate to the rhythm of his greeting.
Yeah, the boys are definitely more my preferred characters. I love Lohse. I find Lohse really cool. I like all of the guys, with Beast being really enjoyable and funny, but my least favorite. And then I hate Seville. I absolutely loathe her. I kill her in most of my runs.
Well, get a load of you. You got swagger, I'll give you that. But I reckon I could squash you like a bug with just my left thumb.
Outlaw, proclaim that you're too quick on your feet for that to happen.
You think I couldn't catch you, cockroach? I've been hunting bugs for a long time now, so it won't matter what rock you crawl under, I'll find ya and squish ya. Lucky for you, I ain't looking to pick a fight outside the arena. You want to show yourself off? You do it in there.
Not really a whole lot of information.
He bids you goodbye with a wordless grumble.
Not really a whole lot of anything interesting with Ivor. is having faint around a challenge. Interesting, I didn't know that. I've always heard that Losa and Seville were the ones that caused problems.
When's it gonna be killing time?
Warfare is worship.
She sizes you up as you approach. Her eyes narrow.
Ah, combat-wise, is that because you have a mostly physical team with the guys and... Oh, also the poison stuff. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's one of the reasons why I often... Well, why I typically run him with Geomancy, is just so that he can heal himself. He can take care of his own issues.
Can we get on with this already?
You've yet to experience the joy and pain of true combat, I see.
Smile and admit that she's right. You're no battle-hardened warrior.
It's true that you sag like an arthritic vulture. If you hope to ascend as the One, you must prove yourself a worthy host. Yet I see potential in you. You have a reason to fight. You could go far.
I'm not going to go through all this dialogue
well.
with her. I don't find most of this The One stuff very interesting. Basically, in Trial Through Combat, The One will become a god, etc., etc. Kind of boring.
The old man looks you up and down and smiles.
The Act 1 final encounter, is that... I want to be vague in case... kind of vague, in case someone watching hasn't played the game before. You know, all three of you. Out of all three of you. But when you say the final encounter, do you mean the one just off outside of the boat?
Will you fight?
Yeah. I can't say I've had a hard time with it, but I also can't say if I've actually ever played that encounter, or if I've ever gotten that far in the game with a run that wasn't overpowered in some way.
I will watch with great interest.
Alright, so enough chatting with randoms. Time to speak to Thola.
Join our comrades.
Huh. I don't know. Like I said, I can't really comment on it because the more I think about it, the more I realize I don't think I've ever gotten that far in the game without an overpowered character. So, overpowered via mods and the like.
You come to fight. You come to prove yourself. You come to be worthy. There can be only one, and you have but one chance.
Ascent,
Good.
you want to fight.
Who aids you? Choose wisely. Whether you fail or succeed, you do not fight more than once.
Say you'd like your nearby party members to join you. They are at your command. Alright, and for some reason we all got separated. That's interesting. Okay, well, whatever. Seville... I'm going to have you go loot the chests, because you move very quickly in comparison to everyone else. Where are you going? What? Okay, well, she can't actually pick up any of the stuff because she's run out of AP, but at least she made it there. Alright, Yvonne, you get up top. You climb up there and you start shooting. Go ahead and shoot. Yeah, no, target's too far. Ah! I want that dang mage dead. Okay, whatever. Oh, I also don't have enough AP. Ew. Well, alright. I guess I'll just do an encourage. Yeah, might as well. I've got enough people.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah. I typically play on Explorer. I like the extra XP, and I don't play games for challenge most of the time. You've actually caught me, interestingly enough, on my casual stream day. So I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Wednesday is my whatever I'm in the mood to play kind of day. It doesn't necessarily have to be a run that's all been filmed or anything. My run on Mondays and Fridays at the moment is a Baldur's Gate challenge run where I'm playing a monk that doesn't wear any clothing, any armor, or use any equipment or anything. It's a good time. You know what? We're going to have you... Yeah, you can walk forward 2 points. That's fine. Still can't hit her. Oh well. And we'll do 2 of them on Viral. Alright, now I need to test. Can I crack these open? Yes, these can be opened if you have a strong enough character, which I did not previously. Yeah. There are several really good, I don't know about streams, but there are several really good Let's Plays of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. If you want something that's a complete run, you've got Variax on YouTube as well as Squee913. They're old runs at this point, but they're both very good. I mean, we're talking 5-6 years old. They're the people that introduced me to the game. There's also Kakaskia on YouTube. As far as streamers go, I can't really tell anyone. Obviously, I'm playing a run-through, but if you're looking for the most detailed story, yeah, I guess I give it to you. I'm completing pretty much everything. But it's a little less all-encompassing due to the nature of it lacking equipment or discussion about the equipment. Oh, you found the box. Nice. Let's see here. We'll have Losa. We'll just have her take out Gideon. Okay, Viral's dead. Yeah, let's just take out... Nope, that's the wrong skill. Hail Strike? Yeah, Hail Strike. There he goes. And... that's good enough. Beast, what can you do for me? Zanzer's Dungeon. No, I've never heard of that. I'll have to Google that when I'm done streaming.
Good.
Let's see. There's some chests over there, so I'll have him start running that way. Gotta get any and all loot. Then have her run over here. Oh, it was first edition. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Let's just have you run down. There, and then see if you can shoot her from there. Because I really want that blasted. Nope, still too far. Gosh dang it, just out of range. Ooh, but not out of range for my Fossil Strike. Wow, that's a lot of fire. Okay. Can't hit her from there. Let's have you run. There. Ow. Okay, I guess we'll have you run there. And then Fossil Striker. Less damage or not, I want her dead. There we go. Alright. So you looked in those last time and they are empty. There are, or excuse me, there is one over here, so I'll have you start running that way. Oh my gosh, you're in the oil. Oh, it's gonna take forever. Alright, at least Losa got here in time so she can put out the fire. That should make people's running a bit easier. Oh, it's still her turn, right. I guess I'll just have her in turn. I don't need you to do anything. Take all of that. And you can end your turn. Yeah, just keep biting beast, that's fine. You can end your turn too. Oh, dang it, I should have had Beast run up to get those chests. That's what I had him doing last turn. Totally forgot. Whatever. Your turn. Beast, go get those. Go get them, boy. I said, go get him, boy. Stupid dog biting me. Nothing in it. Cool. Kind of what I figured, but... Forget, can you loot the corpses in this fight? Oh, there's a poison arrow lying on the ground. Does not appear you can loot the corpses. You can find random poison arrows on the ground, though, so that's cool. There's no other random loot laying around, is there? Not that I can see. I'll have her run over here just to check. Doesn't look like there's much else of excitement. In turn. Alright, Yvonne, pick up that arrow. End your turn. End your turn. I'll be able to get to the chest next round. Alright, end turn. End turn. End turn. Chomp. Hey, you missed. And wow, that dog is really bad at hitting Beast. Oh. Air was golden. Big whoop. Okay. Well, with that in mind, just take out the puppy. And we're done. Alright.
Well fought. You may yet be the one. You prove yourself again, and again, and again. A warrior traveling the path of the wand should not be collared like a pet. I suggest you see the Tinkerer. You are capable of so much more.
And we get a piece of decent gear. What type, though?
You cannot hurry
Summoning's
the way.
useless to us. We're not
Patience
summoners.
does not come easy, however.
My fight is strong.
The
no way I'll be best.
bow looks okay. But I'd rather keep Yvonne using crossbows, just for the aesthetic. 3% dodging, strength armor.
Someone will yet be chosen.
I guess it'd be good for
Don't become
Beast.
the one by winning just a match or two.
Thievery gloves.
You cannot hurry the one.
You know what? I'll take the
Patience
thievery
does not come
gloves.
Easy, however.
Their finesse armor
Someone
and
will yet be chosen.
the thievery will be good for Seville. Plus, this means that I can give gloves to Ifan.
Someone will yet be chosen.
Alright.
You cannot hurry the one. Patience
I'm
does
the only
not
one
come
with the
easy,
guts.
however.
I deserve the
Alright, let's
glory.
reconnect everybody again. And shift them all around.
Each day brings us one step closer.
There we go. Hopefully that doesn't happen again too many times.
Champion of Footjoy, spreading your name far and wide.
The one will walk among
Well
us.
done.
though not today.
Very well done. Tell me, what is your strategy in battle? You do not fight like others I have seen.
Tell him you plan each strike with great care, assessing your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Which is not really true, but sure.
The strategist. And yet you are not too circumspect to land the killing blow. A dangerous combination. I will keep my eye on you. The good one. Someone will
There is no
yet
shame
be
in
chosen.
loss. I see your potential has begun to shine through.
You were decent in the arena, but you'll have to do better than that to be named the one.
You may yet be the one. You prove yourself a warrior traveling the path.
I think I already talked to her.
There is no shame
Alrighty.
in loss.
Well, that's the arena completed. Oh my, I'm actually about 30 minutes past the end of the stream, the scheduled end of the stream. So let's end it off. We just had one battle that was kind of a letdown. It was kind of boring. So let's have one big battle that's not so boring. Take out everybody, take out all the knuckleheads here in Griff's kitchen. Drop a quick save. I'll see if there's a way I can do this via dialogue. I doubt it.
Ah, you're back. Oh, it's so
We'll
good to
just
see.
give him the
He
sparkle
turns the
card,
card
and
off.
he
Got
goes,
your hands on my sparkler,
go
did
use
you?
it on my boys.
Well, put it to
which
good
we already
use.
done, and
The
then
louses I
so
have at the card table.
let's go ahead and
I've got that
just
special
start some havoc. No, not rain. I do that every time. Wait, I lost attitude with... Oh, his attitude towards me decreased. Okay. I thought for a second my character had lost attitude with myself, and I was a little on the confused side, to be honest. Can't get him with a backlash, unless I run closer, but I'm not going to bother doing so. Oh, that's interesting. Butter actually will attack you. That's fascinating. So, if you quote-unquote seduce Butter, which I did with Beast earlier, if Griff chooses to attack you, then you don't have to... then she will join your side. But if you attack Griff, she'll still try to attack you. Well, that's honestly kind of disappointing. Oh well. Let's have her get up here and take out Hilda. I like Butter. I don't like killing her, Brimcon. And, I don't know, Lieutenant Colley, I thought so too, but apparently not.
Meet your maker.
Huh. Yeah, normally if you go through her dialogue chain and you get her to agree to meet you in arcs, she will join your side if Griff attacks you, but apparently that is not the case today. Not that I'm particularly upset by this, but good, Waltz came in here too. I didn't even say she walked in here, or waltzed in here. Gosh dang it, I messed up the stupid pun. Whatever. Ifan, just kill her. Kill Lucy. Alright, can't see where Griff is. Go ahead and Hail Strike Needle. And then yes, he's just in range. Go ahead and shocking, or excuse me, electric discharge him too. For a quick takedown. Fane, can't see her. Can you hit her with a, yes, you can. No, path is interrupted actually. Never mind. And can't target with that, so let's run to there. And then, I still can't do anything. Okay. Oh, no, I can. I can hit her Waltz with Fossil Strike. Boom! Takedown. Alright. That was really fast. I didn't expect him to one-shot her. Red Prince, I think you were unfortunately just too dang slow to get up there to do anything of actual value. So I will have you just... Actually, you know what? Run right here, and then just fire breath, please. Yeah! That's one way to make him reveal himself. Alright, Beast. What's wrong with Beast? Why is he Why is Beast asleep? Did someone hit him with something? Someone may have used something I didn't notice. Well, either way, I apparently can't do anything. I don't know why it even gave me control of him. Ah, Griff chloroformed. Gotcha. I didn't even notice it. I really need to get Beast some actual armor with valuable magic armor on it, so he can start resisting statuses a bit better. Can't see him. Can't get to him. Go ahead and run down here, but I don't think there's much point. Sure, just shoot. You survived with one hit. Good for you, buddy. Alrighty. Now it's looting time. That's a lot of loot. I'm gonna switch to...
Rubbish.
No, not that. I'm gonna switch to my strongest character, so he can carry all this stuff.
Boring.
Ugh. Lieutenant Colley, how do you like this UI better? It's so awkward when you're looting stuff. Looting a lot of stuff.
This again.
For context, Brimcon, Lieutenant Colley and I were talking about the difference between mouse and keyboard and controller for this game earlier.
Boring.
I mean, I guess. I find it, and this is probably something that will get better over time, but I find it to be less neatly laid out as it is with the mouse and keyboard. I just think that I'm having a lot of mind blanks right now. The controller is much more pleasantly and visually accessible to look at. That was a horrible sentence, my word. I get started looting and my mind finds it hard to do anything else, I guess. Whatever. Let's finish looting and then be done with it. Alright. So, let's see here. What all did we get? I know we got... Yes, Hilder's Plate. That's going on you immediately. We got some gloves and stuff. We'll give Beast the... Oh, no, not children's gloves. The scale armor, as well as... Come on, the scale armor. The scale armor, thank you, jeez. As well as the rawhide scale pants. The bronze scale... Well, wait, does he have... No, he has those, so let's give him bronze scale boots. Then give Beast these leather shoes. Oh, no, he can't wear them. His finesse is not high enough. Okay, give him the shabby boots. Or the Rabora's boots. Griff's leather shirt. Give that to you. Wizard hat we'll give to Losa. Magical hat magical helmet gives warfare. Well, I'll give that to Seville, and then give the light hat to Ifan. The used cowl, give that to... Oh, that looks kind of cool. Oh, look at that. And then, let's see here. This leather armor is worse than that leather armor. The robe, 2 and 11. Bunch of ripped shirts and stuff that I don't need. You have decent pants already. These are identical, okay. What kind of gauntlets are we looking at for everybody? You don't have any. Here, have some children's gloves. Oh, we have a mage robe that needs identification. Finesse and pyrokinetic. Well, that's going to go to you immediately, obviously. That pyrokinetic will be great on you. Now, question. Finesse, intelligence, and warfare. Honestly, the intelligence is better than the 5 extra points of magic armor. Griff's potato peeler is a definite improvement for you. Doesn't appear... Oh, that pocket knife is better. give you that. The regular knife is not better. Big shocker. Needle's wand does air damage and is pretty good, so we'll give that to Losa. And give her the improvised wand that does air instead of the improvised wand that does... Oh, no, she's got a 5 to 6 one. Well, we will definitely equip that then. Ooh, let's do water. That way we've got water and air for her, which is in keeping with her offense types. 6 to 8 air. 10 to 13 water. I'd rather use the air one just because his element of choice is air. Even though that is stronger. The boomstick does also give him intelligence and necromancer, so there is that benefit as well. Alright. How is everybody on boots? You've got boots, you've got boots, you've got new boots. And you could do with some boots. And you could do with some shoes. Okay. And I think that is everybody's equipment massively upgraded. I'm not seeing any weapons that are particularly useful. Or armor that would be particularly useful. Those leather trousers aren't better for anybody, are they? They require 11 finesse, so I don't think most people could even equip them. Well, for whatever reason, whatever he's wearing, I think it's that. Yeah, the Sorcerer's Shield allows him to equip the leather trousers, which are certainly better than the stained pants. So we'll give him those, for that reason at least. And then... do I have any other good weapons? 7 to 8 versus 7 to 8. I'll give him the Novice's sword, at least it's a sword. It's more thematically appropriate for him than a Morning Star. There are no stabs that are of particular note for Beast. I didn't get any shields, did I? No, it doesn't look like it. Seville got dagger upgrades already. You've got that rare crossbow, which is still very good. And I upgraded the wands on these two. So it looks like everybody's fully upgraded. I think I've looted all the... oh, not quite all. No, all. All of the treasure containers in the area. Ooh. And we just got a belt. Retribution, bartering, and leadership. That is going to go immediately to the Red Prince. And I'm going to give Seville the Perseverance and HP belt. Alright. Let's, while we're here, combine... a bunch of cups with a bunch of beer. Alrighty. Well, now we have a bunch more beer in our inventory, which if nothing else, we can sell. So... And I think that will bring us to an end for the stream today. Thank you for everybody who came out. Thank you for stopping by, Brimcon. I really... excuse me. Thank you for stopping by, Brimcon. I really enjoyed chatting with you. It was a lot of fun. As always, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. EDT. We streamed almost an extra hour today. I was just having so much fun, and I think I'd probably just continue playing this after the stream anyway. Yeah. I always upload the VODs to my YouTube. You can find that over at Karen_Driel on YouTube. I have a Twitter as well, Karen_Driel over there. Same name everywhere. Over on the Twitter, I don't really do a whole lot. It's just a Twitter for the channel. Gonna be kind of looking into ways to make it a more valuable addition to the Karen Driel brand. So weird to say that. Sounds pretentious. But either way, thank you, Lieutenant Colley. I enjoyed talking with you as well. And to everyone that showed up for the stream. That's always the best part of these streams. That's why I keep doing it. It's a ton of fun. So, have a good evening, everybody. Later. Peace.